Hi, my name is Cameron Kolbeck, and here's an astonishing fact you may not know. According to the CDC, 480,000 people in the US are killed every year from smoking cigarettes. One such person who's suffering from that is my aunt. My aunt has been a frequent chain smoker and she's been expecting it, but she recently got stage 4 lung cancer. And I know that many of you guys out there are suffering from very similar conditions, and I can almost guarantee that you guys know someone who is suffering from these conditions. Anyways, the point of today's discussion is going to be vaping. It is a very controversial subject, but today I'm going to be giving you guys some of the facts and showing the differences between smoking and vaping. And the aspects of smoking and vaping I will be addressing will be the health issues, the scientific issues, and the economic issues. So, starting with the health issues, cigarettes contain over 500 different chemicals, of which they can include arsenic, lead, formaldehyde, and ammonia, all of which can cause cancer. And many of these chemicals leave a tar residue in your lungs, giving only further accumulation and growth opportunities for cancer. And if you happen to be one of the lucky people that don't get the cancer, smoking can also cause permanent damage, whether it be causing holes in your mouth from removing of tumors, having to use a stoma, or even if you're just starting, it'll give you headaches, frequent headaches every day, it'll give you bad breath, and you'll get a shortness of breath. Now, switching to the health benefits of vaping, you see that many people who have switched from smoking to vaping have noticed a significant increase in their quality of life, whether it be through being more active or to being able to breathe better, to being able to play with their kids and not having those constant headaches. Many people have given testimonials online explaining how switching to vaping has saved their lives. As far as some of the negative consequences of vaping, there are very few. For the amount of ingredients in your average e-cig are 4. The first of which is vegetable glycerin. Vegetable glycerin is food grade and it is used as a moistener in cakes. It can also be applied to the skin and used as a moisturizer. The second ingredient is propylene glycol, which is found in many foods, many flavorings, and it is a flavor carrier. The third ingredient is the flavoring itself, which is part of a group of molecules called esters, which is the same thing that gives smells their smell factor and taste their taste factor. And the last ingredient is optional, but it is the nicotine, which is what causes the addiction. Now, nicotine in itself isn't the most harmful ingredient in vaping. In fact, since it's being vaporized instead of combusted, it is much safer. No, the ingredient in question is actually the flavorings. The flavoring in particular being butter. So not a lot of people know this, but the term popcorn lung is a term for a form of lung disease which was caused and initially found when workers at a popcorn factory suffered from an inflammation in their lungs from this flavoring. This flavorant within the vape juice is a butter flavor commonly used for really creamy flavors. If you're looking for like a pie flavor or a cake flavor, there's a chance that it may contain this butter flavoring. Anyways, going on to the science part as well as the statistical part, the studies. There were a handful of deaths caused by vaping. But these deaths weren't caused by vaping itself. They were caused by the modification of their vape devices. Many people have tried to alter their vape devices into being able to take marijuana and marijuana products. These leading to some issues, causing many health defects, and many of these people even died. Anyways, another study that was releasing false information based upon what are known as dry hits, when within the vaporizer you run out of e-liquid and are essentially burning off the wicking material, which is usually cotton. And of course, inhaling burnt cotton can lead to some health issues. But if you've ever vaped, then you know what a dry hit feels like, and you know it hurts. And in fact, it'll make you cough. And if I'm being honest, the odds of you constantly taking dry hits is very low. And if you enjoy that, you are a crazy person. As far as the third statistic scientists have studied, is the addiction rate. They said that vaping can be just as addicting, if not more addictive, than smoking. But the reality is with vaping, you have full control over the amount of nicotine you choose to place in your juice. For instance, a single cigarette carries anywhere from 6 to 24 milligrams of nicotine, whereas a 100 milliliter bottle of vape juice, which is approximately the size of a third of a full glass of water, that size can contain anywhere from 0 to 36 milligrams of nicotine, depending on how much strength you need. Anyways, as far as 100 milliliters go, that can last anywhere from 2 weeks to 3 months, whereas a person may be smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. Now on to the financial part of vaping. As far as the microeconomy goes in the home, the other day I was walking around and I passed the gas station and I noticed that Marlboro was selling a pack of cigarettes for $8. I thought to myself how ridiculous this was to be spending $8 on a pack of cigarettes. So I figured I would do some math. If you're smoking about a pack a day, you're spending $8 a day, which leads up to about $56 per week, which then leads up to $240 a month. And per year, it's a whopping $2,920, which that's expensive. That's a cheap car right there. And I just thought to myself how so many smokers are already stuck financially and how this contributes to their financial situation. Whereas when you look at the cost of vaping, you understand that the device itself can cost anywhere from $15 in the low range to $150 in the high range of the really nice devices. And one of those devices can last you years. So it's a one-time cost. And as far as the vape juice goes, it can range anywhere from $10 to $25 per 100 milliliters. Now, 100 milliliters will usually last you anywhere from 2 weeks to 3 months, depending on how frequent you vape and frankly, how addicted you are. So I did the math, and at max, if you bought the nicest vape device, and you were buying some really nice juice at $25 per 100 mils, and you were vaping all that 100 mils within 2 weeks, you'd still be paying at max $775 per year, which is a significant increase, or a significant decrease from the $2,920 you'd be spending if you were smoking. Now on to the macroeconomy and the what's happening behind the scenes at Big Tobacco. A wonderful YouTuber called The Truth About Vaping has a video regarding this subject. Now, summed up simply, he goes back behind the history of tobacco and shows how back then there was a lawsuit against the big tobacco companies from the state government, saying that big tobacco was killing their people, which they are today. Anyways, so instead of giving the state government the money for the lawsuits, instead they gave them a cut of their profits, a cut of their revenues. And so the government then used that money and promised to use that money into anti-smoking campaigns. But the reality is they use a very small portion of what they are earning from the big tobacco companies into anti-tobacco campaigns. The rest of the money being put into other things such as education, military, whatever it may be. Anyways, long time down the line, and vaping happens. Now, vaping cut into the big tobacco's revenue hugely, leading to a big profit loss on their end. Now, seeing as how the state government was earning money off of big tobacco, they then had to start funding anti-vaping campaigns to keep their income. And these anti-vaping campaigns are still being funded by the big tobacco companies. How twisted is that? The people that are trying to get you to stop vaping and get onto tobacco are the tobacco companies themselves. Anyways, so since then, there have been many new vape laws against vaping that have been put into place and funded by big tobacco companies. A couple of which have been anti-flavor bans. And the one I want to talk about today is the FDA's choice to make vaping products a tobacco product. In all reality, they have no part in tobacco products. There is no leaf being burned. There is no tobacco in those products outside of the nicotine, which is optional. Now, this nicotine is 100% concentrated and it is pure, leaving no tobacco residue. Anyways, to conclude, I would like to ask you guys to help me make a change in the community and to help this petition, sign this petition for the rejecting of the FDA's deeming of vapor products as tobacco products. You can find it at change.org, and it is titled, again, Reject the FDA's deeming of vapor products as tobacco products. Thank you guys for your time, and have a wonderful day. These are the note cards.